So it is official, the Nintendo Switch 2 has been delayed in China and Canada. So let's run through it, starting with Canada. The reason why, well, run through it. So in Canada, the Nintendo Switch 2 has been, pre-orders have been delayed to an indefinite date, meaning the console's still set to release on June 5th in Canada, including America, but the pre-orders have been delayed in Canada. Reason being, because if you didn't know, around a week ago, pre-orders got delayed to an indefinite date in America too. And so people in America don't go over to Canada, buy the Switch 2 and then go back over to America. They've delayed also the pre-orders for the Switch 2 to a later day in Canada. So that's the reason why. It's because of America, which, you know, whatever. And then running through China, the reason why it was delayed in China, or more specifically, the system itself hasn't just been delayed in China, but the June 5th release date has been delayed indefinitely, meaning it's not just the pre-orders that are being delayed in China, it's the system itself. So it's not releasing on June 5th in China, at least as far as we know right now. Things could change, but as far as we know now, it's not releasing on June 5th in China. And apparently the reason why is because China is very tight with what comes in and what comes out of the gaming industry in China. They're very tight with the gaming industry in China of what goes in. So they might not. This is alleged, so maybe it's not China, and maybe it is America, maybe it is Nintendo, and maybe there is another reason. But as far as we're concerned, the most reasonable reason would be China doesn't want the Switch 2 launching because they're pretty anal on what comes into their country when it comes to the gaming market and just in general. So yeah, that's the reason why. And also bad news is apparently the Switch 1 didn't get released in China until 2 years later. So that doesn't reflect on the Switch 2. The Switch 2 could release, a week after June 5th. It could release a year after June 5th. But if we're going based off prior information, the Switch 2 launched in 2017 around the world and didn't launch in China until 2019. So that gives you a good little in-depth of how long the wait could be in China for the Switch 2. But I'm gonna quit yapping. I want to know how y'all feel about the Switch 2. Pretty much pre-orders being delayed in China and in Canada, and then it being indefinitely delayed in China. I want to know how y'all feel about this information. I'm gonna go. All good. Bye.